You ever hear of the ozone layer, asshole?
What? You my seatbelt? You know, bust me, bitch. Ah! Son of a bitch.
Gina.
Give me car, give me wife, give me children, give me this, give me that, kill my enemy, kill my enemy, kill my enemy, give me, kill my enemy, give me. Anyone that doesn't want me to succeed, die by fire, die by fire, die by fire, die by fire, die by fire. Give me this, give me that, kill my enemy, give me that, give me this, give me, die by fire, die by fire, die by fire, die by fire.
All right. Oh shit! Why does it always do that, bro? Hold on.
What? Oh.
There we go. Oh well, I don't know why it happened. It happened, but it's fixed. So fuck it.
Call me a noob, but what was that movie? What movie is that from?
From the beginning, the opening clip.
Yeah,
that's from Final Destination. I want to say Final Destination 2, 2003.
Okay, I've seen those, but it's been years. I've been wanting to watch them again because they're like all on HBO Max.
Oh, are they really? Oh shit.
Well, I mean, most of them at least 3 or 4 of them. I know the original one is, and then some of the remakes are too.
Listen, man. Like that scene. The reason I chose that scene in particular is because I was like 13 when that came out, and like at least for me, like when you're a certain age, like horror is like that's your shit. Like that's all you care about. Like, it's all you want to see at a certain. You know what I mean? From like 13 to like 16, like you don't want to watch a serious movie that's up for like an Oscar. You know what I mean? You want to see like the
you want to watch The Pursuit of Happiness.
Yeah, right. Like you only give a shit about like seeing violence and.
You don't want to see Ocean's 11.
No. So when that shit came out, like I'm in that age where like horror is the only shit I really care about, bro.
Yeah.
And like not just for me alone, it scarred the entire generation. That log truck. Like now, every time, it doesn't matter. You can ask anyone in my age group. As soon as you get behind a log truck, the first thing you think is that fucking scene, dude.
I mean, it doesn't have to. It's not even exclusive to your age group because there's times where like I'll be behind a semi truck will be behind me, and then a city bus is in the lane next to me, like just to the right a little bit.
Yeah, bro, and like. You just see that fucking like seeing that dude get his head like smashed off by the log. I'm like, fuck, like that's something that never left my memory ever, dude, ever. But our guest has arrived. Hello, sir. How are we doing, man?
Good. How you doing?
Good. We're just talking about Final Destination.
Yeah, I opened up with the log cabin clip, and I was explaining to him that like in my generation, like that never ever left my mind. Like every time I'm behind a log, like a log truck, dude, it's like you have to move to the next lane. You don't even want to be behind it. It's an immediate. It's like a trauma response, dude.
I saw that at the premiere at
Really?
the Cinerama Dome in Hollywood. So the big circular dome where the sound just circulates around the room.
Oh yeah. Wow!
And then it was the premiere on top of it, so. Everybody was there, so adrenaline's a little bit higher. That opening scene fucked me up.
See, like, like, yo, Jack, like, he gets it because like he's a fan of horror, but like when it was something that like when it first happened, like you said, like yo, it sticks with you.
Yeah.
For like the rest of your life. Like, very few things I can say that about, but that scene did it.
It's kind of how I imagine how people saw Faces of Death when it first came out in the 70s. Like now we can watch people getting their heads cut off every day on social media, but I can imagine how groundbreaking Faces of Death was when it came out in the 70s.
Yeah. Think of kind of closer to it. Think of Friday the 13th.
Mm-hmm.
The first 2 or 3 because you never saw some shit like that before.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, wasn't Texas Chainsaw Massacre was before all of them?
Texas Chainsaw was 74.
74.
Remember, there's no gore in Texas Chainsaw.
True.
I mean, it fucked you up because it scared you because you thought it was real. I remember I was like, 5 or 6 years old, and these other kids we went camping, and these other kids were teasing each other that Leatherface was out there.
Oh shit!
And I didn't know what it meant, but I didn't like the sound.
I'm not.
And then I remember looking through it, and these had to be re-releases. Oh, actually, it kind of sat in the theater for years. So, but looking through the newspaper, like the calendar section of the LA Times and the movie section, and seeing that little the little poster of him running with the chains on the background, and and you're just like, what the fuck is that?
Like the dancing scene at the end where he's got the woman mask on.
That's fucked up. You know what? It always read to me as Franklin's face when I was younger.
Yeah.
I thought it was Franklin's face. Something they didn't actually do and pay off, but that the remake paid off.
Yeah, I've never actually seen the remake. I've been meaning to watch it.
You never saw the 2003 Texas Chainsaw?
Not yet, no.
Wow, really?
Okay, so here's what you're going to do. You're going to go stand in the corner and think about your fucking life choices. Me and Joshua are going to talk.
Okay.
No, dude, it was.
I'll take my timeout chair.
No, it's definitely worth a watch. It was well done, and I feel like it was made in a respectful manner. It did what it could to hold up as much as you can ask for. Like that's a tall order.
Well, I will always say, and I've said this a million times, it's a better film. Texas Chainsaw was made by, if you want to be technical, second-time filmmakers. They're young. They don't know what they're doing. It's a good film. But Texas Chainsaw 2003 is made by professionals. That shit's bomb.
I mean, obviously,
People don't like to say that or hear that because, oh my god, the original of anything.
Yeah.
Just because you did it first doesn't mean you did it best.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
I imagine
there's plenty of examples of that too, where it's like, there's a great quote from Adventure Time, right? It's from a cartoon, right? But Jake the dog says to Finn the human, he goes, the first step to being good at something is kind of sucking at it, right? Like, no one starts out great, dude. Like, you start so like someone has to lay the groundwork to be improved on.
It's funny you say that. My first script was the guy who helped me out on it because, you know, first time you write a script, you don't know what the fuck you're doing.
Yeah, trust me. I'm learning that myself.
The guy who sort of shepherded my first script was a writer on Adventure Time, Dave Garnier. That's awesome. And you'll see, like, if you remember the episode where they have the Granertians. That's a tribute to Dave or one of the other writers who named them the Granertians.
Ah, that's awesome. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Adventure Time and regular show was like an unbeatable block when they were both coming on back to back. Like Cartoon Network was almost back with those two, man.
What was that script? What movie or what was it?
It was the Death Riders. I never made it because I refused. It's a very real script back from before we got all stupid in the past 15 years.
Yeah.
So, it's a biker gang trapped in a house with a demon and some gun runners, and it's a bunch of shit. But everybody wanted me to do things that I wouldn't do. Can you put some minorities in it? Can you make the girl, can you become the president of the biker gang? All this stupid shit. And I said no. I walked out of meetings where they were offering me $40,000 to buy it. I'm like, nope, because in the end of the day, you buy it, it becomes something else.
Right on.
Because then I'm not directing it.
Okay.
So I never made it. And I refused to.
So, like, now that the tide is turning back to, like, where it can be more socially acceptable to make it, is it something that you would revisit?
I would fucking make it in a second, but here's the problem, too, is budgets have gone down.
Right.
I can't make that movie for $200,000. $200,000 is bullshit for a movie. I don't even watch them. And I know that's another thing I get a lot of shit for. I'm not going to fucking watch your movie with a budget of something that's like I make in a year. No.
Yeah. Right.
I can make it for $1 million with all the people I know.
Mm-hmm.
I can get away with it.
Right.
$1.5 million. I can't do it for less than that. No one's going to give that these days.
Yeah.
If somebody did, fuck yeah, in a heartbeat. But it's not realistic to even think that's going to happen.
Okay.
It's just that's the bullshit part of it.
Yeah, that's one thing that I was going to get into is like the authenticity of not just horror, but like media in general these days. Like that's really what separates something from being decent to being something that I'm like, I would actually spend my money, devote my time into that. You know what I mean?
There's very little of it now.
I know, exactly. Yeah, you're right.
Because everybody's, let's put it this way. Here's a good example for you. If we're going to get into this, it's basically when Black Lives Matter hit with what's his name and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
I had offers of, because if you were a black filmmaker or whatever, if you're a minority filmmaker, you can get a movie made. So I had offers, but the question was always, do you have any black scripts? Of which, well, fuck no, I don't.
Yeah.
That ended the conversation. Do you have any black scripts? Do you have any gay scripts? Do you have any black gay scripts?
Wow.
I mean, every variation of, and no. And that ended the conversation right there and then.
Yeah, that actually kind of reminds me when I went to college briefly, and I took a creative writing class, and I ended up walking out of the class one day in because the professor set the the instructions that he was like, there's certain things that you can't write about, and I'm like, no, like that defeats the purpose of a fucking creative writing class to me. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I picked my shit up and I dropped the class the next day. I'm like, you're not going to tell me what I can and can't write about, dude.
Yeah.
No, we're not doing that.
And that is the problem.
Yeah.
Is the days of creativity in filmmaking and actually the freedom to tell a story, they're gone for now. And who knows when they're going to come back. But right now they're not there. I mean, yeah, you can write whatever you want.
Right.
But good luck with getting it made, unless you're going to compromise your vision and like, yeah, I can make this for $150,000 or $200,000.
Right.
I mean, I guarantee that even if you write it for that budget, by the time you're done, you're going to need it to cost more if it's going to be what you want, and you're not going to get it.
Yeah,
so you're always compromising. And then I know too many filmmakers whose movies we have in our fucking collections, if you buy shit, that were like, you know, hey, well, what do you got going on? Well, I made this last year, and they'll pull a movie out of their drawer and throw it on the table and made that fucking thing. Like with disgust and disdain and a little bit of sadness. And you're just like, wow. I mean, fuck. Martin Scorsese tried to make a Betty Page movie. He had Liv Tyler on board. They went around blanking now, but the big market festival, and couldn't get the money. Couldn't get the money together. Wow. And that's Scorsese.
Right.
Back when Liv Tyler was hot.
Yeah, right.
Couldn't get it done. Probably because it wasn't a mom movie. But point is that everybody has fallen victim over the past 20, 25 years, and it doesn't matter who you are. You can't get shit made. And certainly in the past 10, 15 years, if you're nobody, you can't get shit done. Unless you're willing to compromise and, I can make it for this because the idea is, well, at least I'm making something.
Right.
And
yeah.
I don't believe in that.
That's what I was going to get into is like, is it like to you, because I have my own view of it, right? So to me, I would rather not make anything at all than to be attached to a piece of shit.
That's exactly it. And I agree with you. A lot of people don't do that because so many people I know that work in the industry, they work in the industry. That's their fucking job.
Right.
So they need to be doing that. I never sold out to that. I worked as much as possible. I had long stretches where I gave it a shot. But for the most part, I've always had work to fall back on. You know, I have other skills because I can't do that.
Yeah. Well, it's like I've heard someone say, you know, once your interest or your passion becomes your income, then it starts to feel like a job and it's not fun anymore. So you use your normal boring job to fund your creative aspirations or whatever that may be.
Yeah.
Filmmaking is weird.
It's kind of fucked up.
Because generally that is true. It's a little different with filmmaking depending on the person, but I guess in a way you could say that it's not, that it's exactly the same, because I got to the point where I couldn't stand going to work on other people's, forgive me, stupid fucking idea.
Yeah, I remember.
I don't want to spend 16 hours a day working on this stupid fucking thing. I mean, the hangout factor does get old.
Yeah.
The lack of money, because you're making the bare minimum, gets old.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of like, why the fuck am I here? Because I don't care.
Well, for me too, it's like this, not even just movies, like art as a whole is supposed to be like a labor of love kind of thing. You know what I mean?
An expression.
Yeah, like you're supposed to have a desire to tell a story. You have to get this out there. And now, like what he was saying earlier, is that the only way that you're going to get anything out to be put out there is if you sacrifice the story. So really, even if you're making a name for yourself, it's not for what you want to make a name for yourself with.
Exactly.
You're being forced to be somebody that you're not, dude.
I mean, a couple people who, again, and let me preface this. I love these people to death.
Yeah.
I do. but there's always a little bit of a disconnect.
Yeah.
Rob Zombie. Rob has said, what advice can I give filmmakers? Don't have a backup plan, because it is so gut-wrenchingly hard that you will fall back on your backup plan. Give yourself no other choice.
Yeah.
I believe that's true.
It's
To an extent.
it's
But
kind of like
here's the caveat: is you're not Rob Zombie.
Yeah.
Rob Zombie
It's
started
true.
making movies
Yeah, exactly.
once
Right,
he was
yeah.
already established
yeah.
as Rob Zombie.
He did it for the love of the game after being a acclaimed musician for 30 years.
Right.
or
He
whatever
slaved
it
for
was.
10 fucking years and then
Right.
broke out and then got a deal. It's a different position. The other person is Quentin. Quentin on Joe Rogan, who's they won't let me do that. Well, who the fuck is they? It's like they're
right.
the people who are going to give you the money. You're not, we're not Quentin. Quentin can write whatever the fuck he wants and get it made.
Right.
Most other people can't. And that's, again, I get it and I agree with it.
Yeah.
But if that is the only thing you have going on, I'm going to make fucking movies and I don't have anything else, you're going to have to fucking compromise, because you're not Quentin Tarantino. And we're not in the time where maybe you can make it happen through other means. You know what I mean? It's a different time.
You can kind of relate that to, like, the music scene, especially rock of the 70s, 80s, where all these people like the Misfits were broke and playing in small clubs, and they didn't have anything to fall back on, and then they got really famous, and now they're performing at Coachella. That's not really a thing anymore, because you can play at local clubs and bars every week if you want to, but you're not going to make any money, so you're just doing it for the love of the game, because there's no money in music anymore unless your shit is on Apple Music or Spotify or whatever.
Well,
there's no money in that. Don't kid
even
yourself. There's no money in fucking streaming. You're not
No,
making any fucking money.
No, even then the splits are terrible. That's why, like, if you remember, Taylor Swift took her shit off because she was supposedly fighting for other artists to get more, because she don't give a fuck.
You get pennies.
Yeah, dude.
On the hour.
Yeah.
And you have to make any, like, and I cannot remember the breakdown. So this is just an example. Let's say you have a song that gets like 100, 500 million fucking plays. You're going to get a nice check for like $75. There's no money in it. You're not making money on it. I don't care who the fuck you are. That's why a lot of artists don't have streaming.
Yeah.
That's why Glenn doesn't like it, and why anything he controls completely is not on there.
It's not on there.
There's no fucking money in it.
All the Sam Haines.
You're not making money off of it. Thank you, fucking LimeWire and
Yeah.
What's
the other one? What's the other one? Napster.
Kazaa.
The record companies are gone for the most part, the way they were anyway. And with that went the destruction of that industry. It did. You could say what you will about it. It did. So record companies are gone, not just the record stores, record companies, which means a way of creating new artists as stars is fucking gone.
Yeah.
I kind of music videos.
Yeah, I mean, it what I said kind of came out wrong. What I meant more is, like, bands used to have
to dump down your throat. Don't take it that way.
Oh no, I'm here for it. But bands used to have to tour tirelessly because they made all their money through albums and selling shirts and tickets. And now they don't tour as much without it, I guess.
Yeah, there's nobody putting them on tour. Again, very, very small percentage of people get to do that. So, people like to fall back on, and this kills me. Well, I own everything. I'm like, that's cool. You get to keep 100% of fucking nothing. Good for you. I hate to sound like a doubter with that shit, but it's the financial truth.
It's reality. You got to tell people what they need to hear, not what they want.
I kept all my money last year. What did you make? Maybe $100? Good for you. Amongst four of you?
Yeah.
I hope you enjoyed McDonald's once.
Well, yeah, and like you were saying earlier, though, like some people have the benefit of to go in like full bore, Just say fuck it.
Yeah.
I'm taking a risk and I'm going to do it. You know what I mean? And just some people have that opportunity to do it, and they're blessed to do that. You know, for the average person, I would say it's never been harder.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
It's you know, you have to really be special to break through and stand out now. And
I feel like it maybe in the 70s or 80s it was a 1 in 1,000. Now it's a 1 in a million or more.
Yeah, there's more exposure. One of the biggest problems when it comes to music, anyways, is that you don't need much to do it. You need a laptop and fucking a YouTube downloader and a microphone. There you go.
And
think now. You know what I mean?
Like, everybody can do it, and that is my other thing was where media is.
Yeah,
hear me out on this one.
Yeah,
this is gonna. You should title this episode "fucking like unpopular opinions."
Yeah,
because here's another one.
Yeah,
everybody can do anything, right? Anybody can make a movie now. Anybody can make an album. Not everybody should. And it's like social media. Everybody has a voice now. Guess what? A lot of motherfuckers don't need a voice.
Yeah.
And that's like the majority of people.
Think about...
You don't need a voice. I'd even put myself in there because I talk a lot of shit. It's true.
Think about...
if you were on stage, or if you made a movie, you were special. However you want to fucking classify special, you were, right?
Yeah. Right.
Any dicko can get up now and put out an album or a couple of albums, and it's ridiculous.
I was gonna to piggyback off of that. I was gonna say, like, you know, think about the music scene in the 70s or 80s. Like, your friends told you about this band. Now, if my friend tells me about some band, I can go on Apple Music or YouTube in 2 seconds. If you heard about some band back in the day, you had to go out, buy their single or their album, go spend money, go see them at the club they're playing at. Yeah. And now there's no effort in anything. Yeah. That's why a lot of people, you know, that's partially why, I mean, I think that's a lot that I guess the mental health crisis of today has a lot to do in part with everything is accessible instantly. So not only are we just instantly have negativity in our face, you know, within 5 seconds, but there's no effort. And I guess I don't know what exactly that does to us mentally. I'm sure there's some study out there, but like everything, we can have everything in the world within an hour at our doorstep, from a car to a fucking dinner, you know. And you used to have to put in effort, and you don't really have to put in effort.
No, not just that. So, like for example, like they had Coachella, right? 2 weekends ago or some shit, right?
Well, they had the 2 weekends.
And last Saturday, yeah.
Right. Well, so whenever it was, you don't have to go. You could pop it on YouTube.
Yes.
Right. I watched fucking Green Day on fucking YouTube.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. So like, there's nothing special. There's nothing sacred anymore. There's nothing that happens to where there's not footage of it that is just as good as you go now. Here's what it does, Joshua. It devalues.
I can't speak to the mental health. I can with social media on other stuff. And we'll probably touch on that because it's ridiculous. But to finish this up right here, it devalues everything because you don't have to work for it. You don't have to worry about a band because you pull up in 5 seconds. Whereas back in the day, I saw a band. I used to go see them a bit in LA called the Texas Vamps.
Okay.
Yeah.
They looked goth, but they were a punk band. And they were good. They were a good band. But I don't even have a cassette anymore. And now, I mean, you could dig for them and you'll find some stuff if you look online a little bit, like a couple of songs or whatever. It's not there. That shit's gone. Nowadays, you'd be able to find it anywhere and you wouldn't care.
Yeah.
Now you care, but you can't get it. You know, it's just it's the catch-22 of it. Mm-hmm. I saw them. London After Midnight was opening at the Whiskey. The Texas Vamps and a band called East of Gideon, which if you look them up, they were like one of those like this is going to be the next big LA band, but they self-destructed. but they have a little bit of a legacy enough where you could find information online and people talk about it. Yeah, it was a weird night because none of those bands, trust me, go together.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was like a
mixed
straight
bag.
up kind of rock band,
Yeah,
like a 90s alternative rock band. Texas Vamps were a goth looking band that were actually punks, and then you had fucking London After Midnight, which were hardcore fucking goth. It was a weird fucking whiskey night where they just threw a bunch of people together. But anyways, and if I recall correctly, there was another band who were two. It was a little hair metal glam band, and there was only two of them, just the singer on guitar and the drummer. Like before the White Stripes did it, but they were like a heavy metal fucking hair band, and that was weird too. I supported them just because I fucking there's two guys out there trying to make, and the audience was not kind to them, so I felt bad for them. But it was a weird night. But anyways, during East of Gideon's set, he had a broken leg. On top of it, the lead singer is up there sitting down because he has a full-on cast all the way up his butt. He broke his leg all the way up. So he's sitting there on crutches in a chair singing, and he's all, this is one of my best friends. He visited me every day in the hospital, and he's got to come up and he's going to sing a song with me if that's okay. Guess who fucking comes up?
Who's that?
Lenny Kravitz.
Wow.
Lenny Kravitz, first album or whatever it was. Yeah, first album or his first hit. Let Love Rules, right? He came up there and they sung Let Love Rule together.
Wow.
If you were not there at the whiskey at that time, you did not.
That's what I'm saying.
It was gone.
That's exactly the type of shit that I mean. Like back in the day, you see your stories like that to where like anybody like Paul Simon or some shit would be starting in like Nashville or something, and he would just pop into a random hole in the wall and just do the set. And if you were just lucky enough to be there, it wasn't advertised. You just popped in and he just wanted to do something and he did it. If you weren't there that night, it's a story that got told for years and years and years. And now if that were to happen today, it will be posted within 10 minutes.
Oh fuck yeah. Exactly.
It's not special anymore,
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Glenn did he did a show at Ricky Rackman's when he used to have that little backroom club, and I can't fucking remember, so forgive me. I don't know if it was at Kazari's or where the fuck it was, but he had this one night a week. I don't know if it was an iteration of the Cat House, but he had his little club night, right? And Glenn was there, and I think it was a New Year's show or something, or Christmas show. I don't fucking remember. But Glenn went up there with a bottle of wine, and he grabbed a guitar, and this was not scheduled. Yeah. And he sat up there and he sung some fucking blues song. He did a little acoustic set. Yeah. Off the cuff, like they were, hanging out with or whatever, and he felt like it. So, it happened. Yeah. All that shit is gone. Any kind of spontaneous experience from that you could have happen to you from an artist is gone. Yeah. And underappreciated should it happen. Because like you said, Joshua, it'd be on YouTube in fucking 3 hours. Yeah. And people would be bitching. And, I don't like the camera angle.
Honestly, this actually presents a problem that I never thought about in my life. But it's almost impossible to be a celebrity and not be ever to never be involved in shit. You have to be the perfect person 24/7 because
you're being
there's always a camera on you.
There's 7 billion people.
No matter what you're doing.
There's 1 million people tweeting about you at any given moment of the day.
And that's also some bullshit because people are not perfect. And they're not perfect in the way that, let's put it this way. My idea of perfect, or my idea of a good person, and yours and his and everybody else's are all fucking different. And here's the kicker. Joshua knows what I'm talking about. Yeah. Here's the kicker for you. Is it changes from person to person, from day to day. And that's the bullshit part of Jack, is that here's the example I'll give. When Carrie Fisher died, right? Princess Leia. Yeah. And she died from, as we know, like years of body abuse.
Yeah.
Alcohol was her big one, drugs, but alcohol was her big one, right?
Yeah.
And what did people say? Well, she had demons.
Yeah.
But other people, let's say, and I don't have an example, so I'm just gonna say, let's say some fucking sports star or something, right?
Yeah.
He gets into trouble or he dies because he's got a drinking problem or a drug problem because of whatever.
Yeah.
He's a fucking bastard. He might have demons too, though.
Yeah.
But we don't count those. It changes from person to person. How do we hold them up? Are they part of our pop culture nostalgia? Are they part of our childhood? Because then, well, they had demons. You have to understand. If they're not,
no, and then
that
like,
person, they're a piece of shit. That's
and then whenever. So I work customer service, so I say shit that people can relate to, right? So that's a big part of my life, right? So when someone says that they have their demons, you're just telling me that they're like me because I have demons too. So you're kind of forcing me. You're trying to force me to look at them in a positive way and be like, they're not so different than you because you have demons too. You know what I mean?
And then it also, remember we talked about this once. Whenever somebody dies, no matter who it is, famous, not famous, whatever, every single person who ever lived somehow magically lit up a room.
Yeah, there's never been a piece of shit who's ever died. Everyone who ever died just like, fuck, dude.
They were so full of life.
Yeah.
And they were the best person ever. Yeah. I would love to fake my death. Just so I could walk out and go, you're a motherfucker, you don't fucking like me. You never did. I don't like you. It just it's one of those fantasy things that I know some people have. It's a common fantasy, but I love to do it.
Yo, one of the craziest situations that I had when I was working at the bank had to deal with death. Right. So this dude paid his brother to do work on his house, but he paid him in cash. Right? Right? He paid him the fucking day before. So he dropped dead. His brother dropped dead after his brother paid him. So the guy calls the bank and he goes, I want my fucking money back. And I'm like, dude, we can't do anything because you paid him in cash. I was like, if you would have sent him a Zelle, we could do something. We can reverse the payment. You paid him in cash. We can't do shit to get you the money back. So he ended up escalating about it. Talked to a manager. The manager was fighting to be like, no, I want to take it. Because they couldn't believe this situation. Like, your brother just dropped dead. You're worried about $200.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah. Yeah. All this is over $200, bro.
If you're worried about $200 and your brother's dead, then you got bigger fucking problems.
Yo, he was a scumbag, dude. So the manager who took the call said to him, and he was like, if you want it that bad, then you should have took it out of his pocket.
Damn.
That's what he told him.
That's fucking insane. You see?
Yeah.
What's happened? I hate to sound like my grandparents, but what the fuck has happened to us?
Yeah.
As a people.
Yeah.
Let me throw this one out because this is what I was alluding to earlier with the social media thing. Here's the one that kills me.
Yeah.
People and their social anxiety. I can't talk to people because I have social anxiety. Here's the thing. I don't know, I don't want to say pick on, but I'm going to use women as the example. Girls, not women.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay? Anywhere between the ages of 18 to like fucking 30, right?
Okay.
I have social anxiety. I can't talk on the phone. I can't go order food. I don't want to. You go do it. Whatever the case is, right?
Yeah.
But you have a fucking OnlyFans, okay?
Yep.
Yeah.
You can be naked in front of like fucking 1,000 people if you're not that good or like more.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's okay for you to fucking diddle yourself.
Yeah.
Or blow somebody or whatever the fuck you fucking do on your OnlyFans. But you can't order a fucking hamburger.
See, look. When one of our viewers says that his wife can't call and order a pizza, it's mad annoying. See?
Right? That fucking kills me.
You're a grown adult.
I mean, I could sit there as someone who took 6 years of psychology.
Yeah.
I could sit there and I can rationalize it. Okay, you're in your room. You're by yourself or you're with your significant other, whoever it is that you're comfortable with, right? performing this. It's the camera, it's the phone, it's not real. Okay, I get that.
Yeah.
But I don't fucking buy it, and I'm not gonna take it as an excuse. It's like you can't order a fucking taco, but it's okay for you to fucking blow somebody or take it.
Yeah.
You know, in front of like your subscribers, and then answer their fucking questions or whatever in their chats. I don't. What the fuck is wrong with us?
Just make sure to teach
people.
them.
Well, so I was actually hearing that. Well, hearing or seeing, I guess you say seeing on social media that these women that supposedly reply from the OnlyFans, that they're not actually replying. They're like paying dudes to reply for them.
Yeah. Sometimes they hire someone that runs the shit so they don't have to deal with it.
Well, there was a docu-series on Vice called Sex Before the Internet. And one of the episodes was about call girls. And it showed how back in the 80s, 90s, whatever, that like you see on the ad on TV that it's a hot chick in lace laying on a bed that you're talking to. And then it showed them working like the night shift. And it's literally just these girls sitting at a cubicle in a call center taking fucking calls in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Oh, it's still like that.
Yeah. I can imagine.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Oh, and it's funny because you'll see it in movies. You'll see sort of like takes on that scene that are played for laughs.
Yeah.
Where like, you know, the one chick seen there, oh my God, oh yeah, I'm so hot, you're ridiculous. Oh good Lord. And they're rolling their eyes, they're doing a crossword puzzle or whatever the fuck it is, right? That shit, yes, it's comedy, but guess what? It's not far from the truth.
It's not. No, it's really not.
But that's a separate problem if you want to call it that.
Yeah, it's definitely a different topic for sure.
Yeah, so I mean, that's
so
fucking wrong with us now.
So I was actually, this is a good lead into this trailer I was going to show, right? So I love when horror movies. I just love when horror is in a weird setting, right? Like this is a horror movie essentially about lobotomies, pretty much. Okay, it's called The Ugly Stepsister. All right. So
okay.
Have you seen the trailer at all?
No, haven't bothered.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna play it and let me know what you think. All right.
I'm going crazy. I've lost my mind. Best friend insanity. I've lost my mind. I'm going crazy. I've lost my mind. Crazy.
It's Nosferatu meets Cinderella.
That has potential.
It does, right?
When does that come out?
Disturbing. I'm gonna be kind of depressed at the end of it, kind of way.
When did it say that was coming out?
So apparently it's already out. It's at April 18th, so it came out last week.
That's worth a watch. They didn't give away enough in a preview,
No.
which is good because sometimes movies will give away everything in the preview, and they'll be like, and then you'll read the reviews, and they'll be like, "Oh, well, the preview showed you everything that you needed to see, and it's not worth sitting through the 2 hours."
Right.
It looks good.
Yeah.
It looks. I'm intrigued. And here's the thing with horror.
Yeah.
Is I've been so I don't pay attention as much as I used to because it's constantly bullshit.
Yeah.
That's
I know.
why,
Dude, it's
like, I
so
know
hard
the
to
title,
find.
but
It's like so hard to find good horror. Like my filter system to try a movie is based off of title, because I feel like if you have a creative title, then you put thought into this movie.
That's interesting. I'll give you that one.
Right? Kind of makes sense,
Yeah.
right?
I
Okay,
know.
cool.
It's funny. I get a lot of press releases, right?
Yeah.
And I'll skim them. I
Yeah.
don't post a lot of them, but it's always lately, and by lately I mean the past few years, it's always the same shit. It's a family in a fucking house
In the woods.
struggling with being in a family,
Yeah.
you know, generically, and scary stuff happens. It's always supernatural. Why? Because back to the original point, it's fucking cheap.
Yeah.
So,
True. Yeah.
Ghost,
Yeah.
paranormal, and it's always a fucking family. And of course, the dad's always the fucking bad guy.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Paranormal,
like
Paranormal Activity 18, 19, and 20.
that's what I'm about to say. It's
The
just
stuff
the
now
same.
makes paranormal fucking entertaining.
Yeah.
Like it's it's always the old adage of you never know what you had until it's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
And it's like
Paranormal Activity, that last one, Next of
Yeah.
Kin, that came on Paramount Plus, but it's in a box set. That movie wasn't half bad. It was not paranormal. It had nothing to do with Paranormal Activity as far as like the series.
Yeah.
It really was its own thing, but it was fucking entertaining and a little bit spooky, as opposed to a lot of the bullshit we get. It's like, you know what? That wasn't half bad. I'm not mad at it.
Yeah. I agree.
That looks good though.
And like one thing with horror too, and like I feel like this might not be a new phenomenon or anything like that, but I feel like it's a trope at this point, right? We don't always need to see too much of the monster. Like we don't have to see like his whole being like 4 times throughout the movie.
Let us wonder for ourselves. Keep it as an anomaly, like how they used to in the 70s and 80s.
Look at the alien. We didn't see the alien until the fucking end of the movie, like in full.
Yeah, and it goes back to a point you said earlier, where just because that you can do it doesn't mean you should. So we have all this technology and shit, and I just feel like, especially in horror, like, and I feel like that it's, well, maybe not horror, but definitely big budget movies. They don't even try to do like prosthetic fucking like props, dude. It's just let's just go crack open the laptop. You know what I mean?
We're gonna
they don't even try.
fix it in post.
I've mentioned it a few times regarding like the Hammer films, Christopher Lee Dracula's like those are very aesthetically pleasing because it's the real European countryside, real churches, real cemeteries. It's not just fucking CGI off of a laptop. They actually had to put effort into making those shots in the
filming a movie now. It's some dude wearing a green suit with shit with sensors all over him in a green background. That's what making a movie is now, and it's bullshit.
I know, and here's the thing: I understand it when you need it, because again, I get filmmaking. I get it when you need it, and I don't care if it's Gollum or if it's the Hulk. I get it when you need it, but so many times you don't. But it's just, oh well, it's more comfortable for the actor, or well, we don't want to build it, or whatever million reasons they come up with, or we don't really have the design down yet. You know, we're going to put something in there. It's going to be scary, but we're not quite sure what yet. Why the fuck are you rolling cameras when you're not fucking ready? Period.
Yeah. Exactly. I agree.
Wow, that fucking hour is going quick. Let me ask you to do this so we can talk about it for people. and for
Yeah.
ourselves because fuck.
Yeah.
Can you pull up first of all the Until Dawn game trailer, and then pull up the Until Dawn movie trailer?
Yes. And I seen the Until Dawn, like I seen the actual trailer today, and I was blown away. It looks good as fuck. I'm blown away.
All right, hold on. Did you play the game?
Yes, I did. Yes,
That's what we're going to talk about. It looks like we have a debate happening. Go ahead and play the game trailer for the people first, and then play the movie trailer.
Okay. All right. I'm getting the game trailer right now.
All right. Either one doesn't matter.
It's only going to take a minute to get it. It's not going to take long at all. All right, let's see. So we're starting with the game trailer, correct? Here we go.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Let's see here. All right, PS5 trailer. Here we go. Go. Trying to get a good one.
I was like, you playing that for the rest of us or just you?
No. I'm getting it.
I'm just toying with you.
All right, here we go. All right, getting it right now. All right, here we go. Game trailer. Here we go.
Peggy 18.
First off, I gotta say, I am super excited to welcome all my pals back to the annual Blackwood Winter Getaway. Let's make this one trip we will never forget. Run!
So that's the game.
This is for the players.
One of my favorites.
Now, I also have... Okay. And now I have the movie trailer ready to go as well.
Okay.
So let's pull this up and let's do a true back-to-back. All right. Let's see. All right, here we go. Official movie trailer. Enjoy.
I'm looking for my sister. Does she look familiar to you?
She's gone missing.
I didn't say that. Do a lot of people go missing around here?
Up the road, that's where people get into trouble.
Those were the first people here in years.
Looks like it too.
Weird. That's my sister's signature. Oh, shit.
Guys, check it out.
What happened to these people?
Where's my car?
Where's Megan?
Is it I'm gonna upload the clip because it seems like it's playing behind schedule. You know what I mean? It's not syncing up. So hold on. All right. So what we're gonna do? All right. I'm uploading the whole clip right now. It's processing right now.
No worries.
And this one won't skip. This one won't skip. It'll be done here in about 15 seconds. All right, processing right now. Have you seen the new season of Black Mirror?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, here's the trailer. Here we go. All right, here we go.
I'm looking for my sister. Does she look familiar to you?
She's gone missing.
I didn't say that. Do a lot of people go missing around here?
Up the road, that's where people get into trouble.
Those were the first people here in years.
Looks like it too.
Weird.
That's my sister's signature. Oh, shit.
Guys, check it out.
What happened to these people?
Where's my car?
Where's Megan?
What the fuck just happened? We all got fucking murdered. And now we're here again.
So the night is just gonna repeat itself.
I don't remember that happening last time.
Holy shit. Every night, something new is trying to kill us.
What is that?
How many more deaths do you have in you?
Nobody's made it past 13 nights.
If we want to survive, we have to make it until dawn.
What is that? Let's get it now.
I'm just gonna grab it.
Okay.
Don't move.
Yeah. Oh, what? Is it gone?
Yeah, it's gone.
What?
It's still in my face!
So it's loosely based on the game, I guess you could say. It basically lent its name. Yes, it lent its name. It's a different story because when they first announced this, I'm sitting there and I'm like, the game is already like a fucking movie.
Exactly. All right. What are your thoughts before I give mine?
I love the game.
Right.
You know,
well, what are you thinking about the movie?
minded if they just stayed faithful to the game as the movie. I've been fine with that.
The game was amazing. I mean, I fucking bought it twice. I bought it on PS4 and PS5, and I have a shitload of fucking stuff from it that I've spent good money on. I love that fucking game. That movie looks fucking ridiculous. I will not watch it in the theater. I will watch it at home. It's okay. Number one, things that it's like such a reflection of where we are and what we've been talking about. Everybody in there, for the most part, that you can tell is fucking ethnic. Everybody in the game is very fucking white. Two, it's a snowy fucking ski resort. Not now. It's
not a country backwoods town.
You know, the little using the hourglass as a mechanic for the movie. That's dumb. It's not in the game. What they did is they took the mechanics of the game, and that's what they've adapted.
Yeah, right.
If this were not Until Dawn, I'm in.
Right.
It looks cool.
Yeah.
It looks interesting.
Yeah,
but the
like-
second you want me to believe this is an adaptation of a game that I love, I'm fucking out.
Yeah.
So
Speaking
that's
of,
my problem with it. Yes, we have the killer, which I don't want to say who he is for any gaming enthusiasts out there who might not have played it and will. Okay, he's in there, but there's a bunch of other things in there. I don't fucking. You made me wait years for this, and this is what I get. I'm mad. I'm not into it.
I feel like it was an unwinnable task once they left the source material.
Yeah,
like
that's
there
why
was
they
no
should
need
have
to
just
change
adapted
it.
the source material.
Right. There was no need to. It's not like they're making a sequel.
Right, and
You're
there's
making
different
the first-
deaths for everybody. There's lots of deaths for everybody. You could have done your surprises within that framework. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and even switched it up to some choices that weren't in the game. You didn't have to lose the surprise element, but you needed to adapt the game as it is if you're going to call it Until Dawn. What we got there is not that.
Right. No, yeah, because I fucking love the idea that they have to keep reliving their death every day. Like, I love that idea. Like, it's a great standalone idea, like you said.
We had it. It was called Happy Death Day.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I ended up watching Her Eyes, right? And I loved it until the end. I loved it till the end because I feel like that they insulted my intelligence. They like spelled everything out for me. You know what I mean?
You got to remember the audience now. The
I know.
audience now needs it fucking spelled out.
Yeah, true.
That's the problem. I love.
I fucking loved it up until the last 20 minutes. Yeah.
So yeah, Hard Eyes I thought was good. I don't know what sequel potential it has because they literally killed off all the threads of which you could have one. Well, not all of them. You have to work a little harder. But I loved Hard Eyes. I thought that was sharp.
Do you watch?
And I'm happy for Final Destination. I'm excited for I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I'm
I am.
seeing. What is it? It's called Till Dawn or something. It comes out.
Do you know about Clown in a Cornfield?
Yeah, they've been sending me stuff for that. I'll probably end up checking it out. They'll probably send me a link.
Okay.
Entertaining, but again, it's in that entertaining in that low budget 250,000 kind of way.
Right.
But
I have one more trailer I want to show you. It's called It Feeds. Do you know about this movie?
All right. Don't know that one. Don't know that title.
Okay. All right. It's a short trailer. It's only 1 minute and 39 seconds, but here you go. All right. It Feeds.
All right.
Here we go.
It's all the time we have for today. Someone digging around in your mind takes a lot out of you.
Hi. Can I help you? I need to speak to Cynthia Winston. I need help. I see things.
What kind of things?
There is something attached to that girl. Something terrible. But we don't know these people. We can't trust them.
Mom, I'm seeing it. This won't be pleasant. If an entity has attached itself to you, it will be the weakest part of your mind, where you hold the most pain. We'll need to go there to find it.
looks like it could be interesting.
If you want to play this trip, I'm going to see this on Friday. It's called Until Dawn.
You mean the one that we just watched?
Oh my god, I'm a dumbass. I didn't put the 2 and 2 together.
Jack, go back to the corner.
I didn't put 2 and 2 together. I just looked at the poster my friend sent me.
See, but Jack, you haven't played the game, right? So to you, it's just a cool ass movie.
I would play it though. I need to finally budge and get a PS5 because I don't have a console right.
You can do it
I'm
on PS4.
gonna keep it a buck, man. That shit was not worth the money. That shit sits there.
Going back to what we were talking about earlier, I saw there's a Texas Chainsaw Massacre video game now.
It's terrible.
Yeah,
it's terrible.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's by the people that made Friday the 13th.
Oh yeah, I played that one at a video game thing once. It wasn't all that.
It was fun when everybody was playing it, but these games from Gun, they depend on a large group of people playing all the time.
Okay.
And that's not the case. So Texas Chainsaw's already, not to put you down for it, but it's already dead.
Because part of it is because people have no faith in it, because they gave faith to the Friday the 13th game, and look what happened.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So people walked into it.
Dead by Daylight that's what you get for asymmetrical horror.
Yeah,
that's kind of it, and I love it. But wait for them to get Jason. They already have Leatherface. So
true.
I know because I'm with you guys on that one, but it's the state of gaming.
Yeah.
I have to ask you about Eddington. Have you heard about Eddington?
No, doesn't sound familiar.
All right. Well, it's a horror movie that takes place. So this family goes on vacation during COVID, and so it's a horror movie during COVID. There's a very small trailer. It's such a fucking cool idea, dude. It's the only thing that's out right now is a teaser. It's really short. Joaquin Phoenix is in it. Pedro Pascal is in it.
Of course he is. He's in fucking everything.
Yeah, exactly, dude. And it's the trailer's very short, but I guess I'll show it to you.
Yeah, I'll roll it. Roll it.
All right, here we go. This is called Eddington, and it comes out, I think they said in June, I think. All right, let's see.
I'll tell you where Pedro Pascal's not in.
Yeah. Yeah. What a great episode that was. All right, here we go.
Of course, they keep looking at that lab in Wuhan, China. If you look at that lab in Wuhan when that was established, it was 1956. Of course, that was the year Tom Hanks was born, the first celebrity with the virus, Mr. Sleepless in Seattle.
If you value your life, you should think twice. Because the people of Eddington like guns.
Your pain is not a coincidence. You are not a coincidence. We are not a coincidence.
And I am speaking now to deny my husband's announcement yesterday, which was false.
Eddington, New Mexico, despite its meager population, is quickly being co-opted in online circles.
I'm ready to continue leading our town and fighting the pandemic and the racial and economic.
Shit stopped, didn't it, motherfucker? Hold on, bro.
Was that not the whole thing?
Of course, they keep looking at that lab in Wuhan, China. If you look at that lab in Wuhan when that was established, it was 1956. Of course, that was the year Tom Hanks was born, the first celebrity with the virus, Mr. Sleepless in Seattle.
If you value your life, you should think twice. Because the people of Eddington like guns.
Your pain is not a coincidence. You are not a coincidence. We are not a coincidence.
And I am speaking now to deny my husband's announcement yesterday, which was false.
Eddington, New Mexico, despite its meager population, is quickly being co-opted in online circles.
I'm ready to continue leading our town and fighting the pandemic and the racial and economic.
Oh, that pretty much was it.
Is that out right now? Is that on streaming or something right now?
No,
it's not out yet. It's not out yet. It comes out in June.
That'll hit theaters.
Yeah, and I do like that they are negotiating, like the studios and the theaters are negotiating to at least have a 90-day release window or 45 or some shit. I think
because movies belong in a fucking movie theater, not on our TV.
Yeah, not at the theater and on Prime or Peacock simultaneously.
Exactly. That killed a lot of fucking movies, and that's that's another fucking problem.
And I was guilty of it too, but now I go to the theater.
But that was the choice.
It was hard not to be like
taking a stance,
So no, I mean, just like everything else, which you'll see. Well, you know this anyways, whether you watch the new season of Black Mirror or not. These apps come out at first, and they're very useful, and they're very fucking user-friendly. And that's a way to rope you in, dude. You know what I mean? And then they start fucking charging and taking features away and fucking shit like that, dude, right?
Oh, yeah.
So
it goes up.
So you're sitting there during COVID, and this studio essentially is going, well, yo, you don't have to leave the house. You can give us fucking $8 to watch fucking this movie on the same day as the theater. You can stay home and you can have a steak dinner, fuck popcorn. You know what I mean? You can have a nice burger, sit down, and have some mac and cheese with your family, bro. You know what I mean? They sold it to you. They sold it to you to a point to where you're like, I can't fucking say no.
Yeah,
damn, bro.
Wait, Joshua, you ate food during COVID?
All the time, dude.
I thought the only thing open was Total Wine and More. Fuck, do I feel stupid?
Nah, dude, fuck that, bro. These places were dying to stay open, dude. They were fucking. These places were delivering lunch, right? That had never delivered before. It was crazy, bro. Crazy shit.
I am going to get out of here. It is time for me to bounce.
Yeah.
However, we need to reconvene after Until Dawn.
I'm here for it in a week or two or something.
Okay.
Well, maybe longer because I ain't gonna pay for that in the theater.
Oh yeah.
I'm not doing that bullshit. I'm gonna play the game again.
Before you go, have you played The Last of Us and do you watch the show?
No, I looked at it and I'm like, I don't give a fuck. It looks too real. It looks like something that's not entertaining. No. And then I watched a couple of episodes of the show and I couldn't get past the girl because she looks like a mongoloid. So, and I'm tired of looking at Pedro Pascal, so don't care.
Yeah.
And this, I know that Chiggy, who I do like from Justified, is on there this season.
Yes.
But it's not enough of a draw. So, yeah, no.
I get you.
I know. I just come on and talk a lot of shit, huh?
Hey,
no.
That's what it's for.
What do you like about this? It sucks. What about that? It sucks.
No, you're good, dude.
Hey, by the next time we're all together, I'll watch Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2003.
You better, yes, because the corner is cold.
Yeah, dude.
It's harsh, and you don't.
Well, it's about to be summer, so I'd like to be somewhere cold.
All right, I'm out of here. But
all right,
if I don't tear myself away, I will stay here.
All right, later.
All right, have a good night, buddy. Later.
I guess.
Do you want to?
What was that?
Do you want to keep going? We can talk about.
I mean, we can. We can do our WrestleMania talk that we had planned anyway.
All right, because I understand that there's a show coming up Friday, but that's a long ass wait people
Yeah.
want to talk about WrestleMania, bro.
I just didn't know if we were gonna do the full 2 hours or not tonight with him. So
that was a great first hour to me. Shit.
Yeah,
That was pretty good. I'm happy with it.
Yeah.
So
I just didn't know how long we were gonna go with. So I didn't know if we'd have time for the wrestling today or Sunday. That was all.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so honestly, we have night 2 of WrestleMania and the Raw after WrestleMania to talk about. So I guess we can lead in with the Cena Cody thing. Are you at all shocked that Cody dropped it?
Not really. I like I told you on Monday when I was driving home from work, getting ready to watch Monday Night Raw. That storyline has done something to me that it hasn't, like, since I was a kid, where like I had this nice nervousness, this pleasant nervousness going into Monday Night Raw, because I'm like, what does Cena mean by this? I'm gonna ruin wrestling. You're gonna have to start over. Like
Bro, it's fucking awesome.
He's alluded to it a little bit in interviews, promos, whatever, but not to the not to the full extent.
Yeah. Like I love that they put up the dates on the fucking.
Yeah, I love the 27.
That was amazing, dude. That was an amazing touch. I'm sure that was him and Triple H thing, but that was great. Like, and then like counting down each one. You know, he's like, no, you guys wanted me to come. Remember, you guys wanted me to come to fucking Indianapolis, and you wanted me to come to fucking Kansas and all shit.
You wanted me to come out with different music and a different outfit, but I'm not going to.
Yeah, I love the new entrance. How it's just his name on like a black background.
It reminds me of kind of like back in the day when MVP was losing every match for like 6 months. It was to the point where like he was losing all his budget, kayfabe.
Yeah,
so he had like no entrance theme or anything, and he was just walking out.
Yeah. Sully said about the match, slow match. Very anticlimactic ending. Yo, I have a different take on that, dude. And I try to explain it. Oh, wait, hold on. Before I get into that, how you said the storyline like reawoken something in you, right? So during Raw, I'm getting texts during Raw from my friend Nick, who probably hasn't watched wrestling in years, dude. And he's like, wrestling is so fucking back, dude, because he's seen like Randy Orton attack John Cena, and he's like, I feel like a fucking kid again, dude. He's like, this is fucking great, dude. This is bringing him back to like shit that he remembers, So I don't know. It's cool to see.
Think about it.
Really enjoy it, dude.
Think about it. Like, I mean, like you said in your opinion about the Travis Scott thing, bringing in new fans or bringing back old ones. So what if people didn't even watch WrestleMania? Or I know some people who aren't big fans, but they at least watch WrestleMania. So let's say they didn't watch WrestleMania, or they only just watch WrestleMania. They see how Travis Scott ends the match, whatever. They like Travis Scott. They're a fan. So then they tune into Raw the next night because Raw is so accessible now, because who doesn't have Netflix? And
right.
see John Cena and Randy Orton, and they're like, holy fuck, I'm a little kid again. Because that the first time they feuded, I was 11 years old. So
he's around your age.
So
he's like 20. He was like 13.
Your opinion or take on the Travis Scott thing was very valid, because you have the potential to bring in old and new.
I'm telling you, like I understand why on the surface people dislike it, because it's a celebrity.
Because it's it's a stupid celebrity. It's a stupid celebrity that's never had a match, and you're making Cody look like an idiot when Cody's there every week, whether it's a Yakima show or it's fucking WrestleMania, So I get why people are mad, but I respect it and I see what they're trying to do.
Yeah, because every generation has had one. Like I said, like mine growing up was Tyson knocking out fucking Shawn Michaels in the main event. After fucking, we just watched The Rock, bro. Yeah, essentially. We just wanted The Rock. Yeah, I mean,
we
and
did.
then, yeah,
We did.
yeah.
And it's kind of unfortunate that apparently they only
Like,
brought The
how
Rock
do you
into,
not show up?
They
How
only brought The Rock into Toronto because of poor
Low sales, they said.
supposedly.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't like it. Like, how do you not show up to WrestleMania? I don't give a fuck what you're doing. I don't care what you're filming.
Yeah, dude. You have access to a you're the
That's
Rock.
what I'm saying, bro. You
have access
to be
to
there. You can be
private.
there.
You have access to a private jet 24/7. You can
Yeah,
fly
dude.
to Las Vegas for 12 hours to appear for 5 fucking minutes.
Yeah. It like, I'm sorry. When you have money like that, you know, it's a situation where if he wanted to be there, he'd be there, dude. Like
he
just didn't want to fucking be there, dude. Like, sorry.
I saw it. It's funny that everybody was posting that picture from the WWE World Superstore that they had a shirt that said The Rock's come back to Las Vegas, but he wasn't
Yeah,
there.
I never even showed up, dude.
And another
Genius
thing
marketing-
is what?
Genius marketing was that Logan Paul thing where you could bash it with a chair.
Yeah. I saw some of my friends who went did that shit.
That's genius, dude.
And then another way fans who attended got worked was, I guess, in the Superstore or whatever, they had like a John Cena special commemorative farewell shirt that says 16-time world champion on it, and he wins the 17th that day.
My favorite thing about his new entrance is that never seen 17 shit. I'm like, yeah, I fucks with that, bro. That shit's hard, dude. I see what you're doing. I fuck with it. Now the question is, though, is he gonna lose it, and to who? Is CM Punk gonna beat him and change his ways, or show him the error of his ways? And
you know, another thing, the way that this takes me back to being a kid is when I was a kid. You know, the first like heel I liked, where I'm kind of like, well, I don't need to just like the good guys. I can like the bad guys. I had this epiphany when I was like 12, and I'm like, well, you know what? Edge is pretty cool, even though he's a bad guy. He's pretty cool. And so when Randy Orton did that on Monday, I had the feeling like when I was a kid again, where it's like there's this heel guy you hate, and you want him to drop the title as soon as possible. So you've got the fans worked up thinking that Randy Orton could win it in 3 weeks or whenever Backlash is. And he's probably not going to. It's kind of like when I was an 11-year-old kid and I hated Randy Orton when he was a monster heel. Everyone came after him. Shawn Michaels, Triple H, Cena. Nobody could beat him no matter what. He thought, same as Edge, too, in that same time when he was on SmackDown with the World Heavyweight title. Guy after guy after guy. Nobody could get it from him. And I kind of see the Cena thing going that way. 3 or 4 guys are going to try to get to him and get everybody excited, but they're not going to succeed at it. So I don't know. I mean, at this point, I don't see him dropping it. I really, at this point, that could change in a week, but at this point, I don't. Because it's like, oh, there's no way they would, let him hog the title. Well, it's like, they let Brock Lesnar hog titles for 2 fucking years and appear on TV 6 times a year.
Well, to me, I wouldn't mind. Well, I don't know. I was gonna say, I wouldn't mind a new title lineage starting.
Yeah,
because, I would. John Cena retiring is a big deal, bro. But then again, life went on after Stone Cold Steve Austin retired, and life went on after The Rock retired, and
Ric Flair and Triple H and everybody.
Right. So I'm kind of torn on that. I feel like that's me just being selfish and just being like, well, it's John Cena, dude. Well, to other people it's Ric Flair, and to other people it's Terry Funk, and so. I don't know. I think that John will do the right thing. He'll lose on his way out. I'm assuming to probably CM Punk, but I don't know if you wait that long to get there. Do you do it at SummerSlam? Do you do face Punk, heel Cena at SummerSlam? Because I understand that Backlash it's in St. Louis, but you're blowing your load. You can't do it at SummerSlam now. It's not going to hit the thing.
Yeah. Because then if it does I figuratively, if it happened in 3 weeks, then what the fuck's Cena gonna do for 7 more months?
Well, like my favorite line in the promo last night is when they said when they're chanting, "You can't wrestle," and he's like, "I don't have to. I just got to show up."
Yeah,
and do this shit,
it's kind of, it reminds me of
yeah.
reminds me a little bit of the Roman. I work 10 times less than you and make 10 times more than you.
Yeah. Speaking of, we have a new faction to speak of.
I was gonna say that feud between the three of them. That feud is like the prime example of kayfabe being dead. When do you think kayfabe officially died? 5 years ago? 10 years ago?
No. Well, I don't know because it happened in my lifetime. Like I seen it happen like in real time. I just don't know if it's when Vince McMahon like hopped on TV and was like, we're switching to like a new form of entertainment or whatever the fuck, basically introduced like the Attitude Era and shit. Because when I'll put it this way, when I first started watching wrestling, I had no idea that Vince McMahon was the owner of the company because he was just a commentator.
Yeah,
like the average fan didn't know that he owned the fucking company.
Especially if you were a kid, you know.
Yeah, dude, he just like he like interview people and you'd be like, oh, it's Vince McMahon or whatever. I think so too, dude. See, Sully thinks so too, dude. Everyone's seen the promo where he's like basically fucking admitting pretty much that like what you've been seeing is not the way the world's going. They're going to get edgier. Like basically letting you know that you're getting scripted sports entertainment, dude.
Yeah.
So that's when it changed to me. But I don't know because like even then, like guys in the back kept it going though. Yeah. Like there was rumors and shit like that. Like the Undertaker was like getting like dangerously close to like really living like his devil gimmick and shit, dude. Like when he was a demon,
yeah,
doing the ministry shit, like that he was really gonna be like a Satanist and shit, dude.
He was really gonna.
Yeah, dude. I swear to God, bro. Like this has been on like podcasts and shit, like fucking Jim Cornette, like talk about it. But like he started like really behaving that way, dude. And like Vince had to step in and tell him to chill the fuck out, dude. So I don't know. I mean, that's what I can turn to when I think it died. But Triple H made a good point though. Like these old dudes, they'll go on a podcast and they'll say that kayfabe is dead. Like Jake the Snake, like he'll go on there and say like kayfabe is dead.
Or Kevin Nash is a big one that shits on the modern product too.
Right, but then they go on a podcast and they're like, you know, me and Nails went out for fucking dinner at fucking Denny's or some shit, and it's like you guys you're just talking about you had a feud with him, and you're talking about going out to eat and fucking like hang out and shit, like. So what? You're not doing anything to keep kayfabe alive. So why would these guys even bother?
It goes back to that story I told you of my grandpa in like the 1950s or something. His 50s. Yeah. They did a wrestling show at his high school gym, and then he was flabbergasted when he watched all 8 wrestlers pile into 2 cars together after just having matches with each other.
Yeah, dude, like you gotta
I remember like again, like if you go to the smaller shows like where you live or Yakima or Tri-Cities an hour away from me, you know, it's not like the big nice arenas where you go underground. You can watch the wrestlers walk to their cars right there. And I'll never forget, it was Kofi Kingston against CM Punk, I believe, in like 2010 at a house show. They got in the same car together and drove away. So I imagine seeing like a 8-year-old kid at the time seeing that.
Yeah, like now, like I don't know, like that's who I feel bad for about it, and like, but like kids know that it's fucking like predetermined and shit now. Like
dude,
I didn't know that until I was like fucking like 14. It's kind of like believing in Santa Claus or something, dude. Like it's like you know
I knew it right away. I watched SmackDown in 2005 during the Ray and Eddie feud with my cousin, and I'm like, holy fuck, they're actually fighting. That guy's actually bloody. Oh my god! And then my cousin, who's like 2 years older than me, he told me later, he's like, nah, dude, like, it's not real. Like, you know, when they punch, like, the guy just goes like that.
Yeah.
Like, he punched him.
Yeah,
And that
yeah,
was my first explanation of it being staged to me.
Yo, like, I don't know, like, I don't see, like, I'm trying to think of anything that really, like, stood out that made me think or know that it was. Let's see. He said, Sully said, when I was a kid, I used to tell my brother that WWF was real and ECW was fake. That's pretty funny. So you kind of did your part, dude. Like, you fucking made sure he didn't watch WCW because you really did believe it was fake.
You played a pivotal role. You played a pivotal role in the Monday.
Yeah, you did, bro.
You took away that one viewer might have made a huge difference.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Well, shit. I don't know. You know, my journey with wrestling has been so weird. I don't know. It's a weird fucking thing. I would say that I figured out that, like, I would say when the internet got popular and, like, WrestleZone and shit, like when like plans would leak and stuff like that.
Yeah, I used to always look at, well, like I said, I knew it was fake, like off rip, but
yeah,
I used to look at dirt sheets a lot, and now I don't at all.
Like to me, like, and that actually brings something up too, because they're doing that Unreal show on Netflix.
Yeah,
the behind the scenes thing.
That would have been unheard of. That would have been unheard of in the fucking 90s or 80s.
Now, a lot of people are pissed about it, and I totally understand why they're pissed about it. I totally get it, dude. But, like, for me, I'm gonna love that show because I love the behind the scenes stuff.
I love the behind the scenes shit. Like, I love like that. I love learning about like. I love watching like a documentary or a video or this about like think about like a big concert in a stadium. I want to learn about like how is the sound, like how do you operate the sound? How does that work? How long does this shit take to build? Like all that, which I kind of want to. It shouldn't be too hard to find. I kind of want to find somebody somehow to be on our show that was like a truck driver for like one of these bands that was trucking their stage equipment like on their tour across America. It's not like it would be a celebrity. So that would be or like I wonder if somehow like through the grapevine we could get someone who worked as like a road crew person for WWE or WCW or AEW or whatever, you know. I'd like stuff like that's interesting to me. Like just hearing like people, whether they were the people who are actually wrestlers or actually in the band or whatever, like just hearing their stories like from the road and shit is like very interesting to me.
Yo, honestly,
like the books I read and shit are like about musicians or wrestlers or athletes and shit, like about their life sort of behind the curtain.
Yeah.
So it's always
honestly, you know what's crazy, right? Like a best-selling book is always going to be like the lead singer of the band because people want to like know like about like his fucking like his adventures and his exploits and shit like that, right? But imagine reading a book from the perspective of like a roadie or something like kind of like how you said.
There's
like,
gotta be books. I'm gonna go on Amazon and see if there's a book of like that exists. I'm sure there is. I think there's a book. I know there's books about. There's a book about WWE that it's like it's wrestlers' stories for personal stories like from the road. And
there's a fucking ESPN one that almost like blew up the whole company. Do you remember that?
From how long ago?
Not really that long ago, bro. Like maybe. Like
I know there was I remember there was an E60 around like the WrestleMania 30 time.
Nah, dude. It's about ESPN themselves, dude.
Oh,
it's like wild, dude. It's called "These Guys Have All the Fun." Dude. I'm surprised you haven't heard about that. Or those guys have all the fun inside the world of ESPN. All right, let's see. Hold on. Let's see if
it's a book. Okay.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Yeah, and like they fucking they let's see. Share screen. Yeah, Inside the World of ESPN. Yeah, dude, it's like they talk about like the shit that they accuse in this book, like almost took down the company, bro. Like it's really bad stuff, dude. Like no, really, dude, it's fucked up. Like I'm sure. Look, I'm not going to invite people to do this, but I'm sure you can find it on YouTube. It's an audiobook if you really want to listen to it. But here's some quotes about editorial reviews, right? Praise for the book, all right? Those who work in the business of sport will devour the book. Readers are granted the kind of behind-the-scenes access to sports media junkies are rarely given. Those guys have all the fun. Blah, 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 blah. How a fired hockey announcer used a $9,000 credit card advanced to start a broadcasting empire that changed what we think about sports and how we view them. So the dude who fucking opened ESPN did it using a $9,000 credit card cash advance on his credit card to open the fucking network. Bro, it's crazy. And then like it gets into like how wild it is behind the scenes. Like they have like orgies and drugs and shit, and fucking they have to do all these drugs and fucking have parties and shit, dude. It's wild, dude. It almost took down the company. Sully said, let's see. There was a show on WWE Network 10 years ago that was writers telling funny behind the scenes stories from the road. Yeah, dude, it was great. It was like
I do remember that a little bit, and I remember the actual cartoon Camp WWE.
Yo, Camp WWE was good, yo. I don't care what anybody says, bro. That shit was mad good, dude. Yeah, but that show that Sully's talking about was awesome, dude. What was it, dude?
I remember it. I remember watching it a few times.
Yeah, yo, they would have the wrestler like they'd be telling a story, but it'd be animated. It was great.
It was kind of like that It was kind of like that Mike Judge Tales from the Tour Bus thing. Same kind of thing where it was animated, but they were voicing it.
Fuck. I kind of wish that we brought this up to him. Do you know that you or nobody on the planet can legally stream Tales from the Crypt? Nobody has it.
Yeah.
Right? Nobody has it.
Yeah. Because I want to watch it. It's the show, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't. You can watch the movie. You can watch the movie, but not the show.
Yeah, but I want to watch the show. God damn it!
I know. They have the stupid cartoon, but not the show. They probably have it at Walmart. Walmart has a lot of DVDs that you would think to buy because it's like some shit that's not on streaming.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. All right, let's talk about this faction. Hold on, wait. Sully chimes in with. You think HBO would have it? Yeah, it's something about the rights. I was reading some shit like some dude that was like on the original was saying something that like the rights are tied up somewhere or some shit and like it can't be streamed or something. It's in some weird legal situation. I don't know. But let's talk about this new faction that we got here. We got Braun Breaker, Seth Rollins, Paul Heyman. Is there going to be another member? I'm saying, yeah.
I think so. Maybe not like next week, but there will be.
You know, it might not be a bad idea to kind of like slow burn it, really.
Yeah, I mean, Batista Evolution wasn't overnight.
Yeah, people forget that. You're right. Yeah. He had to kind of not like earn his way in, but like they.
What was weird was Randy Orton, I think on Raw, said that this WrestleMania was his 20th anniversary, but I'm like, no, because he was at WrestleMania. Oh, no. WrestleMania 20 was Batista and Ric Flair, not Randy Orton and Ric Flair. Okay. Yeah. I got that mixed up. That's right. I thought it was Ric Flair and Randy Orton for some reason.
I always thought, like, one thing that, as a fan, that bothered me when it happened is because the gimmick was so good, right? Randy Orton should have been the one to beat Undertaker at WrestleMania.
Yeah, that was an all-time feud. And it's crazy that they know how special it was because they never revisit. They never think about they've revisited Cena and Orton 5 different times. You know, they never did that twice. They never even had like a random match again.
Yeah, you're right. It was just that one program. And that was
Honestly, they should do that more often.
Yeah. I wonder if that was on purpose or if it just happened that way.
Good question. I mean, you know, and it was a pretty long feud too. It was like a 6-month
feud. Dude, the build was amazing. The build was great, dude. Let's see. Sully said, I heard maybe a female wrestler. And it might be
that makes sense considering she just turned.
Maybe.
I mean, I'm cool.
They don't need a woman though.
I'm cool with like Austin Theory because him and Rollins have the past, and then I'm also cool with Carmelo Hayes because someone said, think about that small number of guys that have got to work side by side with Paul Heyman. After they didn't work with him anymore, did any of them fade into catering and obscurity?
No. They all moved tickets. They're needle movers. You know, you announced that.
Think about only what 10 guys have got to work with Paul Heyman. I mean, I guess you can count like the whole bloodline, but then other than that, what it's been CM Punk, Cesaro, Lesnar.
Well, no, I mean there was that period in like 2013 where they were just like pairing them with anybody, bro.
Yeah,
like,
Cesaro.
They had like the janitor being a fucking Paul Heyman guy. It's
Wait,
like,
was it Cesaro? Was Cesaro?
Cesaro, Curtis Axel, I think. Fucking at one point, I remember like shortly after WrestleMania, on an episode of Raw, like Paul Heyman came out just himself to represent guys, so he's walking to the ring with 4 separate times, dude.
I remember, and then WrestleMania 29, he came out 2 different times.
Yeah, dude, they had this motherfucker working like a dog.
No, 3 different times.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro.
They had Punk, Lesnar, and Cesaro. And the thing about it is, like, they weren't a faction. He just had his own thing with each one.
Yeah. So, like, honestly, I don't think Paul's been in an actual, like, if this is like a faction, if this is actually what they're going with, like, if he's going to represent all of them as a unit. I want to say this is probably like the first time he's been in a faction since like the Dangerous Alliance and like WCW, bro.
Yeah.
Like, so
I mean, do you count the bloodline, or do you just say that that's
no? I don't because he didn't lead the bloodline.
Yeah, that's true.
Like he was a mouthpiece, but he was only the way that I look at it, and the reason that I always, and I still feel this way, even with the introduction of the faction, I still feel this way that Seth didn't need Paul Heyman. Seth can talk, right? Yeah. So whoever joins this faction as the third guy, because Braun Breaker needs Paul Heyman, because Braun, at least to me, like, he's catchy. Like, he can get me hyped up, but he don't have the skills to get me hyped for a match.
Yeah.
Like how Paul Heyman can teach you skills on how to do that.
Yeah.
So whoever this third person is has to be somebody that needs Paul Heyman, like Carmelo Hayes, somebody who's not connecting with the audience at no fault of their own. Like Zelina Vega, I'm not saying that it's going to be her, but I'm just saying Zelina Vega's music hits and she gets 0 fucking reaction. It's not her fault. It's not her. It's not like she sucks and doesn't know how to wrestle. It's just, number one, her music sucks, and number two, like, your gimmick is you're just a Puerto Rican chick who wrestles. Like,
and you're Aleister Black's wife.
Yeah, like at least like have her fucking come out in gear looking like that or something. I don't fucking know. Do something to make her connect with the audience. They don't do anything. So the person that joins this group, they need to be technically good in the ring, like Austin Theory would be a good fit. Because his problem, I don't know if it's hard to say it's a problem because he doesn't get used. So I don't know, because every time he has a match, it's not like he sucks in the ring. Like, he has a good match
at all, you know. Are they going to have a draft?
I don't know. I mean, I hope not, dude, because Netflix is just gonna get everybody, dude.
Yeah.
Let's be honest here. I mean, if they do that, everyone's going to Raw, dude. Everyone.
Well, and I mean, are the world titles even exclusive to a brand anymore? It doesn't feel like it.
I mean, I get that Cena showed up on the Raw after Mania. I understand that, but he should never show up on Monday Night Raw again. Like, you are the fucking champion of SmackDown. Sorry, you got.
But are they going to do that? Because Raw brings in more numbers than SmackDown.
No, right. So, like, I hate
but then they can't really have a draft, because remember, like, the new rules of the draft the last few years is champions can't switch.
Unless they do that dumbass superstar shakeup fucking thing.
Oh, yeah. Well, then remember back in, like, 2019 after that WrestleMania, they did that wild card thing.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, but like they didn't even honor the new wild card thing.
Yeah.
And then like a week or two before, they had the whole McMahon family come out to the ring and like apologize to the crowd, to everybody who watches, and be like, "We're sorry. We know it sucks. We're trying to do something to fix it." And then, stupid ass me sits there and I'm like, "Damn, I kind of feel bad. They're trying at least." And then they continue to do the same exact fucking thing. Over and over and over again. They just kept doing it. And then it got to a point where Shane McMahon had to come out there and basically say that there's no more rematch clause, because that's why the fucking title was changed hands 18 different times between Charlotte and Sasha, is because one would win, then they'd say, "I want my rematch," and then she'd lose. And the next time they'd have a fucking rematch, and the other one would fucking win, and then they'd want the other rematch, and they'd win it back. Like, all right, dude, we get it.
Those last few years, when there was no brand split and SmackDown wasn't live yet, SmackDown was literally a pointless show. Literally nothing happened.
So, like, one of my friends actually pointed out the difference to me. And believe it or not, this piece of knowledge came from a dude who shoots up heroin, okay? But he noticed something that I never noticed. And it was that all of the interesting talk, shit, and the angles happened on Monday Night Raw. If you're actually a fan of actual wrestling, you watch SmackDown.
Yeah.
It happened on SmackDown.
That's a good point, because I remember back in the day, that, like, all the podcast people would be like, "Well, if it happened on SmackDown, it didn't happen." So it was like from 2014 to summer 2016, I'd say.
Yeah.
SmackDown was literally just matches, nothing, and it was pre-taped too, still. So literally nothing.
SmackDown was better than Raw recently. Well, not really recently, but not as long ago as people think. When SmackDown Live had first started,
yes,
and it was live on Tuesdays instead of Friday, SmackDown was leagues above Raw.
It was, because that was, again, a pretty low point for the company as a whole. And SmackDown was only 2 hours. And Raw was 3 hours. And Raw at the time did not have the star power to be 3 hours.
But they made sure to maximize the entire fucking 2 hours that they got.
And it was fun, because you had Cena and AJ Styles and Moxley before he sucked. You had all those guys, and you had to squeeze all that into 2 hours. Meanwhile, Raw is the 3 hours, and you have fucking Enzo and
there was a point in time to where you only had to watch the first 20 minutes of Raw and probably the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, well, it's funny. I remember, like my brother at a time, he was like, "Yeah, I only watch the PLEs. I don't need to watch anything else." He's like, "Why do I need to watch Raw to see Miz TV?"
Kind of. I mean, he's not wrong. I mean, I will say this, though. Karrion Kross has flipped me, bro.
Yeah.
When he first came around, I didn't like this motherfucker, dude.
Yeah, he was pretty cringe, but
yeah,
he's different now for sure.
Yeah, he's turned me into a fan. Like, I've actually I pay attention to shit. Like, I noticed, like, before WrestleMania, that when he fought AJ, he put his hands behind his back when he took the fucking phenomenal forearm. And I'm like, so he, like, sacrificed himself. Like, he actually puts thought and creativity into shit that he does, which is more than I can say for about 80% of the fucking roster that I watch.
Yeah.
Seriously.
What they really need to do is bring back the 24/7 title. I'm just kidding.
Well, again, that makes me mad, dude. Because when they first announced that shit, I was happy as fuck. Because the hardcore title with the 24/7 rules when I was a kid fucking ruled.
Yeah, it was basically a new hardcore title, and I'm like,
yeah,
this will be goofy fun at the least,
dude. So like my mind went to like
some more guys will get some TV time that may not be getting it.
Yeah, dude, like Crash Holly made it fun. Like he would defend it in like an airport or like the fucking like the fucking like the ball pit in a fucking Discovery Zone.
Or like WrestleMania 18 when it changed hands like 8 times.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like so, like my memories of a title like that were all good until they introduced that piece of shit. Someone put a tweet up today, right? And I still can't answer it. All right, I'm gonna ask you a question because I still can't answer this question, and it's a very simple question. Ready? Name me one 24/7 champion who's not R-Truth.
Drake Maverick.
Fuck. He did have it. Yeah, you're right. But still, that thing was so unmemorable, the average fan couldn't tell you anybody but R-Truth, bro.
I don't know. I remember Drake Maverick just had a thing with it for a few weeks where he was getting like decent TV. I remember like someone like attacked him or something at like a playground or a park.
Oh yeah, Gronk did have it quickly.
Yeah, on the COVID WrestleMania when he like jumped off that little like balcony thing.
Oh yeah, and then Vince McMahon had to like prove it to him that it was safe to do it first.
Yeah,
he was like, "I'll do it first."
Actually, I have the Gronk like figure, and it has the 24/7 title with it.
Really? Yo,
yeah.
That's cool, actually. I had a funny experience today. So my friend who usually hosts the party for the big pay-per-views, he couldn't get off of work. Yeah,
the guy with the nice house, the big house.
Yeah, right. So he couldn't do a thing for WrestleMania this year. So whatever, I didn't mind. I just fucking barred it out at home. Whatever, dude, don't fucking care. So he was watching WrestleMania today, and it was so funny to see him experience shit for the first time that I already experienced on Sunday.
Damn, how do you stay off your phone for fucking 3-4 days? Jesus.
Dude, with his job, bro, they need help so bad. He like, I'll put it this way: every time I see him, he begs me to be a guard, and I'm like, no, because I see what they do to you. Because if you're at work and someone calls into work, you're fucked. You get mandated. If you leave, you lose your fucking job, bro.
What does he do?
And you have to stay until someone comes and takes over for you.
I've heard
a
of
prison
like
guard,
that.
dude.
He's a what? A prison guard?
And they get mandated for like 3 days, dude, straight. And that's why he'd be like, yo, if I actually needed the money to do it, I would be making mad money now. Because he'd be like, he's home so little, he gets stuck at work so long that he doesn't have an opportunity to clean his fucking apartment, dude, or his house, his home. Like, I could literally charge him. I'd be like, yo, I'll take tomorrow off, and I'll clean your apartment. I'll clean your home for $200 or whatever. He'll be like, yeah, sure. He'd leave the key and all of it, dude. Like, I can make a killing cleaning for this motherfucker, dude, for real. But
I didn't know that.
Yeah, dude.
I had heard those people who do that, like, in-home nursing shit where, like, you go, like, take care of old people at their house. Like, I heard if, like,
that shit's gonna go away because them old people be getting mistreated, bro.
If your like relief doesn't calls out or whatever, you have to work for like 24 hours straight.
That shit happened to my mom. That shit happened to my mom when my step-pops tried to kill me one time. That shit was whack, dude. She was supposed to be home at like midnight, and she got stuck there because her relief didn't come until like fucking like 8 a.m.
Yeah.
And that's what's fucked up with those jobs, yo. Like, what do you mean?
How is that even? I don't get how that's even.
Like Sean got fired to hang out with me and Quincy. He left the dude to hang out with me and Quincy the first time I hung out with him.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you can't leave. It's not like
it's not like
if you work at a grocery store and 2 people call out, you're just like, fuck it, we'll just take over a little bit of a heavier workload this one day, you know.
Yeah, like, dog, you're responsible for like a dude in like a wheelchair or worse. So like he had dude, not to be funny, but like this dude, he could fend for himself. But if Dallas, he was a super fan of the Dallas Cowboys and Alabama Crimson Tide football. If either one of those teams lost, and this guy's a Cowboys fan, okay, so this would happen a lot. right? Big moments and big games. Dude, he would trash his fucking apartment, dude. I'm talking like throw the table across the room, fucking knock over the fridge, like freak the fuck out, dude. And be like, the fucking suck. But then the very next week he's cheering, whatever. He's normal. But Sean ended up leaving that dude to come hang out with me and Quincy. And I guess bad timing. They came in to do a check. Sean, he wasn't even able to sit down to have a drink of his beer before he got a call from fucking his work. It was like, yeah, you left, you're fired.
I literally just looked at my phone right now from a dirt sheet a couple hours ago, and it says WWE could be reworking its WrestleMania 42 week plans after the crowd at this week's NXT looked worn out. Who the fuck is even staying there till Tuesday? You got to be out of your fucking mind.
Listen to me. If anybody chose to do that entire weekend and did every single thing,
literally Thursday to Tuesday, you got to be out of your fucking mind.
You are a stronger man than me if you pulled that off.
Nah,
I would be worn out too.
Yeah,
I would not be able to walk or stand.
Like I'm in that group on Facebook called the Mania Club, and it's just full of dorks. And this guy said, "Oh, I bought my Raw tickets before I went to WrestleMania Sunday, but I'm worn out and I don't want to go. Does anybody want to buy them from me?" Like, it's just like I feel like I obviously went to WrestleMania when it was still one night. But I feel like someday when I do go, whether that's next year, whenever on the 2-day format, I'm going to do like the 2 days of WrestleMania and Raw and like 1 day of the WWE world. And that's fucking it.
So I have a personal dilemma. You ready for this one? All right, listen to this. So obviously I get discount tickets.
Yeah.
I'm going to dox myself here. I get discount tickets to SummerSlam. All right. If you know where SummerSlam's at, you know where I work. Congratulations. So I get discounted tickets to SummerSlam. I don't know what that's going to be yet because the tickets don't go on sale until May 2nd.
Yeah.
Now, at least for the football tickets, you can only bring one person with you.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much it's going to be, but I might go, bro. But the fucked up thing is, okay, it's the first SummerSlam. That's 2 nights. All right, cool. Obviously, if I had to pick one, I mean, maybe the discount will be dope enough that I won't have to pick one. But if I had to pick one, you got to pick night 2, right?
Of course, yeah.
I mean,
after what we saw, I mean, you know, like you're gonna get something good regardless of what day, but preferably it's better to go the last day.
Well, I mean, to me, like the whole point of going to any event is to see the finish of the event.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
you know what I mean. So like, I would feel incomplete if I went to just night 1.
Yeah,
and then went home and watched night 2. Like I couldn't do that, dude.
I don't care how bad. I don't know. Who knows how good or bad SummerSlam 2026 will be, but I'll go to that almost for sure, just because I don't have to pay for a hotel or anything because I could just stay.
Yeah, that's a great advantage.
So I'll probably go to that for sure. And I imagine the tickets won't be as ridiculous as WrestleMania. Like what Randy Orton was appalled at a ticket being $30,000.
That is nuts. I actually had a thing to mention because you mentioned the Randy Orton thing, and I had to think about Randy Orton. So obviously the angle leading into the Kevin Owens thing was he was going to punt kick him. He was going to do the punt kick throwback thing. That's what it was leading to. Do you think he goes there with Cena? Or do you think like they're dropping it?
No, I don't think so. But I've been surprised before, so I'm here for it.
Yeah. I mean,
let's see. Let's maybe heel evil Cena will be the first guy to kick out of a punt kick.
Yo, I mean, people are saying that they might pull that shit. Cena might pull that shit that Randy Orton pulled on him, where he punched the ref in the face to get out of the match.
I remember that.
The match. But yo, can you imagine them doing that in St. Louis? Like,
I'll never forget at WrestleMania 25 when the Hardy brothers feuded, and Jeff Hardy on a SmackDown. Jeff Hardy was against Shelton Benjamin in a Money in the Bank qualifying match, and Matt Hardy came out, and all he did was just punch Shelton Benjamin once, so Jeff Hardy would get disqualified.
Yo, see, like I miss creative, sneaky shit like that in wrestling, dude. Like, it feels like the last person to do it consistently was Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like someone needs to start. But now it feels like if you do it, you're copying Eddie Guerrero because he died.
Yeah.
That's unfair to me because that's a part of wrestling that I miss. I miss the consistently.
That was like his very last match was the time when like the ref was on the ground.
Yeah.
And then as the ref was getting up, he threw the chair at Mr. Kennedy and then laid on his back.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I'm sad he died. You know, I wish he was still around. You know, well, you know what? I can guarantee if he was still around, he would be the main event of the Saudi show and would have tarnished his fucking legacy. Like, to me, the HBK comeback shit never happened. I don't know.
Neither does the last 2 years of Edge.
Yo, that shit makes me so mad what I said earlier. Imagine being around for this Cena heel turn, man.
He could have had one more. He could have got the WrestleMania bag with somebody this year, and it would have been good because it's Edge, and people are a sucker for the nostalgia and shit, no matter what. And so he could have had a good WrestleMania match. He could have had a one last program with Cena. Could have had that, but now he's wrestling fucking. He's not even wrestling right now because the FTR beat him up and put him off TV. But it's like he's wrestling fucking Powerhouse Hobbs in El Paso, Texas, in front of 300 people.
It's sad, dude, and it really does. It makes me dislike him as a person to not be around for this shit.
I was wondering,
because this last run of Cena's. This last heel run, or even if he was a face, I don't even give a fuck if he was a face. His last run as a champion should be going through his rivals, his greatest fucking rivals. So
it's trending. It's trending that way right now.
Right. So if Edge was here for it, it would fill out perfectly because you could add 3 months into that. You could get the SummerSlam off of that.
Yeah.
And then you could finish with Punk, and it would make sense time wise to finish with Punk.
But.
So, like, how do you get to the end of the year with fucking... Obviously, he's going to feud with Punk. He's going to do Orton.
Does he do it again with Cody somehow?
No. I don't think so. Because, like, can Cody handle... Like, do you think Cody beats him? Because, like, that's the only way I can see it.
No, I don't see that. I mean, I see Cody being champion very soon again. Whether that's the world heavyweight title or something, but
like Cody can't handle a second loss to Cena.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. So you got Orton and you got Punk. I mean, who's even still around from?
That's what I'm saying. So now imagine if Edge was still here, you could easily get to the end of the year with those three.
Yeah.
So, like, does the Orton shit end at Backlash, or does it continue on?
I think it ends at Backlash, honestly.
Right. So then, who? Like,
I mean, Sheamus, but is that even that memorable? It's sure shit not memorable as Edge.
No, I don't think Sheamus is worthy of a go away Cena feud.
No,
like not for a world title. I don't think, and that's nothing against Sheamus. Maybe Drew.
Drew, yeah.
Drew could fill maybe 3 months. Maybe the Clash was it Paris or France or whatever the fuck, whatever they're doing over there. Maybe him and Cena and Drew main events the show. I don't know.
Rollins again, Reigns.
I feel like if either of those get a crack, they're gonna win.
Yeah.
So. I don't know. No, I don't. Maybe for 2-3 months, Cena just shows up and doesn't wrestle, like he said.
Yeah.
Maybe he just fucking just talks shit and leaves, and he counts down. You know, I guess his last, at least the last book appearance, the last possible appearance, anyways, is December 26th at the Garden in Boston. Saturday night's main event. Maybe he will. I mean, what are the odds that he actually does leave as champion?
I'd say it's like 60-40 right now.
Like, I want it to happen, but like I said, I'm biased. It's my era. You know what I mean? So I'm like, yeah, I want to see it, you know. But like I said, like the company went on after everybody else. Like, what the fuck makes John Cena so special? And like, I don't think he would want it that way either.
Yeah.
Like, I think he's the kind of dude who would do right by the business and give it up. But like, I don't know if he gives it back to Cody because like, so if Cody challenges again, he has to win it.
Yes.
If I feel like where we're at now with where all the pieces standing where they do right now, if Seth goes up against John Cena, then Seth has to win.
Mm-hmm.
It's a different game now that you're managed by Heyman. It just is, bro. Like, you know, and the same thing for fucking. Maybe Roman could lose because he doesn't have Paul.
Yeah.
Maybe like that could like affect his psyche and shit. Maybe he could lose that way. I don't know. But I don't know. Supposedly, Friday SmackDown is supposed to be just as good. How about Dom being Penta's first singles loss? Good for you, Dom. Good shit.
I'm here for it, but I don't know how much longer we can go on with this version of the Judgment Day.
It has to. I mean, it should have been ended. Like you said on the WrestleMania Live show, this shit should have been over, dude.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't the Judgment Day anymore.
This is like some band.
This is like
it's like some band you like, and then like 30 years later, like all of the original members are gone except one or two of them.
And like Carlito, like don't get me wrong, he took a hell of a spear from Brock Breaker, you know what I mean? So this is nothing against him as a man, but what does he add as a group member? Like, why are you here? Like,
he's not like
matches.
He's more of like a funny. He's more of like a funny guy. He's not a a threatening guy, you know.
No,
he's a chicken shit. He's a chicken shit heel.
Yeah, but like they don't even let him be that. Like, he don't even have matches.
Yeah, he just hangs out.
He's just there. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
he's just riding the coattails.
Yeah, he's just hanging out and eating apples, dude. That's what he's doing. Like, it's. I mean, I guess I get it. You know, I've known people like that who just hang around a group and you're just like, what are you doing here? And it's just like, that's just what he does. I don't know, you know, whatever. But no, it has to end. It does. It really does. I'll put it this way: it used to be when they were fresh and new and exciting, when Priest and Rhea and Dom, like when they were severely booing Dom and he couldn't talk. Right, he couldn't even do a promo. I would be excited to hear their music and be like, all right, I put my phone down.
Yeah.
You know, and I'd be like, all right, Judgment Day. And when they were running shit, it was dope. Yeah. This isn't that.
No.
It's got to go. It's terrible. It's terrible.
This is like NWO Hollywood at this point.
Yeah, kind of. It reminds me of like the watered down DX. That was like you can tell was made for children.
Yes, with Hornswoggle. Hornswoggle.
Yeah, and like for their parents to spend money on merch and they're gonna buy more because like that's why whenever they brag about like I'll love the Shrek, right? No hate on Shrek whatsoever, but they're making a new Shrek. So when Shrek comes out and Shrek breaks records, okay, you have to understand
they're making a new Stitch too.
And that will probably break records too for the same reason.
Yeah.
Because it's not like let's say that all right, you're going to see Until Dawn on Friday, right?
Yeah.
You and your friend, that's 2 tickets, right? Mm-hmm. Now the next family movie with like this Lilo and Stitch, they're gonna crush the competition because the people going to see it need to buy 4 or 5 tickets.
Yeah.
Because it's a family film. So a single dad isn't going to see fucking Lilo and Stitch, but him, his wife, and his 2 daughters are gonna go see it.
It's why the Mario movie did
right. So I mean, no hate on those type of movies. You know, there's obviously a market for them, but like their success doesn't mean much to me when you got to spend $80 for your whole family to go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's not a measure of success for me. It's just not. All right. Let's see here. We got another trailer. We have the Him trailer. Have you seen that? And have you seen Clown in the Cornfield?
No, I haven't seen either of them.
All right, bet. We're going to show these, dude. We'll show these, and then we'll get off of here. All right, so we're going to do Clown in a Cornfield is going to be first. So Clown in a Cornfield is exactly as you think it is, right? There's nothing hidden there, right? The name is the name, and that's what you get, okay? Him is at least the first I've heard of, it's a sports horror movie. So it's about like a number one draft pick who meets essentially like I'd say maybe like a Tom Brady-esque kind of guy. And he starts training him. He takes him under his wing and shows him the darker side of like fame, like Illuminati type shit.
Yeah.
To acquire fame. But here's the trailer for Clown in a Cornfield. All right. I know it sounds corny. It's not. I promise. I promise it looks dope. All right, here we go. Clown in a Cornfield. Check it out.
This is what I wanted to show you. Isn't it cool?
Yeah, it is really cool. Where'd you get it from?
I'm OG Kettle Springs, baby. I got all kinds of stuff.
Does it work?
Try it.
Look out!
They're really big on tradition around here.
Every year, there's this parade where everyone gathers around a Friendo float.
Friendo?
It's the clown on all the Bay Pen corn syrup labels. He's practically a local legend.
Smile, Philly girl. You're about to become a sensation.
Be careful who you hang out with. There's some real weirdos at this town.
Yeah, 6. Very funny, man.
Hey, Ginger! You okay?
There's a psycho dressed up like Friendo, trying to kill us!
Call 911!
Where's the button, Jen? What is this? What
What kind of phone is it?
What do you think? Would you check out Clown in a Cornfield?
I would. When does it come out?
May 9th.
Okay. Yeah, I would. I would.
So it is getting a release. It really is. It's not straight to stream, I guess you'd say now these days.
I've gone to the theater. Friday will be like my third time in April. So
dope. Yo, like you should sign up for Movie Pass, bro. Like if you're gonna start going that much, like Movie Pass is back. You should sign up for Movie Pass.
Yeah, sure.
Shout out to Movie Pass. They're the reason I closed my Bank of America account, but still shout outs to Movie Pass. Yeah, dude, because their customer service is ass. So the only way that you can cancel with them, to get them to stop charging you, is to like speak to their customer service. Well, their customer service doesn't answer you. So I tried to place a stop payment on them, but these companies are getting smart when it comes to the stop payment shit. So you can only place a stop payment on something you have a record of. So what they do now is each month, if you notice, like you probably have some subscription services that already do it, right? If you notice, they charge you now and they include the month and the year. So it'll be like Netflix, April 2025, right?
Okay.
Right? So if you call your bank and you go, yo, I want to place a stop payment on Netflix, you can only place a stop payment. You're like, yeah, we can do it. but we can only place the stop payment on what they submitted before. So when they bill you again, so the next month it's going to go Netflix May 2025. They're going to sneak past the stop payment to get their money.
Okay.
So MoviePass is doing the same shit. So unless their customer service answers you, because I lost my card, like I'd want to cancel it. I'm like, yo, just get me a new card. They wouldn't send a fucking card. So it got to the point where I just said, fuck it, dude. And the lady at Bank of America is like, why are you closing your account? I'm like, it's nothing to do with you. It's fucking MoviePass, dude. So if you do get MoviePass, never lose your card because your customer service is non-existent. But MoviePass is worth it. So that was Clown in the Cornfield. Here is the premiere, I guess, of the Him trailer. The first, at least of my knowledge, sports horror film. So this is a Jordan Peele movie, I guess. Let's see.
Do you want this? I said, do you want this? If you want to transcend the game, you have to dig deep. Your mind and your body have to be in sync. Talent is how hard you're willing to work. No days off. No sleep. We grind. I'm never good enough. I'm never good enough. That's how great people think. So you're gonna have to ask yourself, what am I willing to sacrifice? This ain't a fucking game, man. This is everything. Do you want this? What are you willing to sacrifice? You fucking say it! Say it! Say it! Everything! And show me.
He's him. He's him. September 19th, just in time for football season.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So it's getting released in the right window. You know, I think I don't know if it'll be a smash hit, but it'll make money.
I think so.
I'll see it. I don't know if I'll go see it, but it's definitely something that I'm interested in. I'll definitely check it out. Is there anything else you wanted to add as far as anything you're looking forward to, like horror wise? We do have the Friday the 13th series that they're doing, which I don't know if I'm excited for that or not. Honestly, I don't know.
What did you put for a Shudder? What was that about?
Oh, dude, I feel like Shudder, I feel like that they're financing like a lot of fucking movies that, at least horror movies, that like aren't. They're taking chances on shit, you know. Like that Feeds movie is Shudder. The Ugly Stepsister is Shudder. I think Clown in the Cornfield is Shudder too. But yeah, like they're one of the only studios outside of A24 that's really like doing shit outside the box because the COVID horror movie is A24 as well. But yeah, good job to that's really all I want out of any genre, of any form of media, whether it's music, movies, TV shows, whatever. Just like give shit a chance. Like just because it doesn't immediately sound like something that can be good doesn't mean it doesn't mean the story's not there to turn into something good.
Yeah.
But give shit a chance, please.
Don't judge a book by its cover.
And like just read some of the book. Read like 20 pages.
Read the jacket of it.
Yeah, read something Like, don't just give things a chance. Is all I'm saying, dude. Just because it sounds a certain way doesn't mean that it's trash. You know.
Yeah.
That's my message. It's my creative message of the night. But I think all the movies we looked at tonight look really good.
Yeah.
It looks like a strong year for horror. I am happy that movies are coming back to theaters because I used to, at least before movies went away, before COVID, I used to take pride in the movies that I would go see because I'm like, I'm not going to spend money on something I know that I'm not going to like. Like, I need to know I'm going to like it. Like, that's why I went to It Chapter 1. Like, I knew I was going to like that. I was proud to spend my money to go see that. You know, like Cocaine Bear is awesome.
I never saw that. I need.
Dude, it's awesome, dude. You gotta check it out, dude. It's fucking great. It's a funny crime movie.
I think it's on Peacock. So
yeah, it's somewhere streaming. Yeah, it's worth it, dude. And it's based on a true story too. I think they did an Unsolved Mysteries about it. I think.
Really?
Yeah. It's literally like cocaine falls out of a plane going over Knoxville, Tennessee, and a bear.
Oh, no. Not Knoxville.
I know, dude. I know. Trust me. Yeah, I looked all into the case. It was,
yeah.
It was before our time. It was before my time, which means it was before your time. Because I'm 88. I think it's happened in 86.
Okay.
And it was somebody died. So it was some actor that's in the movie. It was their last role. Was that movie?
Mm-hmm.
I forget who it was. It was a big name guy, dude. Who the fuck was it, yo? Shit, dude. It was someone's last role of their life. A big name actor, dude. Let me see. Cocaine Bear cast. Ray Liotta. It was Ray Liotta.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Was fucking Cocaine
Rest
Bear.
in peace.
Yeah, R.I.P. to Ray Liotta, bro. Sure. But yeah, definitely good movie. Definitely. You know, it gets, like we were talking about in the beginning, it gets tropey at the end. Like, that's one of my biggest pet peeves with movies now. Is like, by the time you get to the end of the movie, you know the ending.
Yeah.
Like, there's no, like, the bad guy never wins. And like, sometimes, in life, sometimes the fucking bad guy wins. And that's how things should go sometimes. It's how stories should be told sometimes. That's what I'm saying. All right, gang. We have and this is why, another reason why I say that SmackDown is better on Tuesday. We would have the entire WrestleMania week done.
But we gotta wait. We're in purgatory for 4 days.
Stupid. Just get it fucking over with.
Or three. My bad. 3.
Put it back on Tuesday.
Yeah. So then we can just have all the wrestling out of the way. And
Hopefully, I believe the 3-hour shit is coming to an end next month in May for SmackDown, thank God. But yeah, so we still have WrestleMania week to wrap up here. I don't know. From what I've heard, they're saying it'll be just as good as Mondays. We'll see. I'm sure USA is asking for the same thing Netflix got, so we'll see. I mean, certain shit's not going to happen. Like, Roman's not going to show up. You know, like, certain shit is just not going to happen. But we'll see what happens Friday. We'll see you guys Sunday afternoon at some point.
And until then, stay out of a cell.
Please do your best. Stay out of the cell. Peace, y'all. Later.